Have you heard about Cluely? The caption is genius, cheat on everything. It goes massively viral. They're worth 120 mil today. This whole experiment is 3 months old. Every single Cluely related piece of content gets cross-posted across thousands of accounts, generating tens of millions of extra views. Here's everything you need to know about starting a massively viral clipping farm. If anyone listening wants to run my clipping campaign, email me because I want to start doing this. I built a clone of AppFolio using AI, and I know you're paying $2,300 a month. I charge $23 a month. They're going to have competitors that do just as much, if not more, for 90 to 99% less. So why not let it be you? All right, dude, please tell me you've heard about these Cluely guys. Have you heard about Cluely?
I have.
Okay, dude. So let me fill in everyone. Correct me where I'm wrong, because I don't know this exactly, but these two guys, Columbia University students, very smart. They had this business called Interview Coder. And it was just this AI tool that could help walk you through job interviews for coders, right? Through the technical aspects of it, right? So they're asking you all these complicated questions. AI is feeding you answers so then you can regurgitate them and hopefully get the job. Then they use this on themselves to try to get a job at Amazon. They film themselves, they post it. The caption is genius. It's not ethical, but it's genius, which is cheat on everything. It goes massively viral. It gets back to Columbia. Columbia says, you can't do this. They kick them out of school. They say, peace out. We're going to San Francisco to make $1 billion in AI anyway. Do I have that right?
Yeah. That's the short version for sure.
What did I miss? What else is cool about these guys? Because there's a lot we can learn from it.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I similarly have seen kind of the snippets of it on Twitter. It goes back to one of the things that ChatGPT said about who you are as a human being, which is controversy is marketing, right? Or whatever that line was. And I think that they just did a phenomenal job of leaning into that. I haven't tried their tool, so I can't speak to that piece, but it's one of those where it's if you have something go viral or whatever it is, sometimes you just got to lean into it, And I think that they're doing a good job of that. Didn't they raise so much money also?
Yeah. They raised $5.3 million in April. That was a seed round. Then they raised a Series A of $15 million led by Andreessen Horowitz last month. And they're worth 120 mil today. This whole experiment is 3 months old, and they probably gave away 10 to 20% of their company. So these guys are worth 50 million each after 3 months.
As long as they can actually liquidate that and do the whole thing. On paper. Yeah.
But if they do a Series B, they'll have a secondary round and pull out 8
they'll
figures.
For sure get the second. For sure.
And unless AI is becoming unpopular in 3 months, that will happen.
I was going to say, I don't think they have much of a problem there. Yeah, I mean the demos of the product and all those videos, entertaining. They do a great job of leaning in, but it also looks sweet. I have not concerns, but I think at a macro outside of Cluely, curiosities around how this AI stuff will play long term. Almost like a dependency from people on it, right? Where it's it is how AI takes over. It's AI gets you the job interview, then you use Cluely on all of your job tasks, and the AI is doing all of your job for you. At some point, the next big disruptor will just say, or Cluely could, when they have enough data, they could be you could just fire that guy. We've been doing their job this whole time anyways, right?
Yeah.
And so it just it gets interesting on I think about where does AI struggle the most? And thinking about that as the spot to focus more energy on getting good at. There's AI voices, right? There's bland AI. There's a handful. I think you interviewed a couple of those guys, right? That run the AI receptionists or whatever.
Yep.
One thing that I've seen AI really struggle with is salesmanship, right? They can be an order taker. Hey, you want an appointment for this thing, but convincing somebody that's unsure of something.
Going full used car salesman on them, pulling out all the stops.
Right, actual salesmanship of that side I've seen it struggle with a lot. It's getting obviously better visually, but true creativity is going to be something that I think it struggles with. Because it's a model built off of inputs, and so you have to be able to create something that's more than an input. And so it's just interesting to watch that of you watch a lot of these people jump in and they're like writing their landing pages with ChatGPT, which is cool. But like at some point, most landing pages will be written with ChatGPT, which then what makes you stand out from that?
Yeah.
Probably the fact that yours isn't.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I'm curious.
I'm starting to notice things in the real world that like very clearly aren't ChatGPT. Like I was on this subreddit for my favorite band, brand new, and this guy was sharing his story about how his wife had a miscarriage and he went to this concert, and it was beautifully written. I literally had the thought like, ChatGPT can't write this. It's like, I just know this is a real story. It just feels raw. And I feel like it's going to take a lot longer for ChatGPT to close that gap, just like it took Elon Musk 12 years after the time he said that full self-driving would be like fully autonomous.
Right.
Like we're still waiting for it, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to take such a long time for that gap to be closed to where it's truly indistinguishable, because I'm getting emails every day, like not like cold emails, but like I'm emailing with people and it's like, oh, it's just ChatGPT. It's just ChatGPT. It's just so obvious.
Yeah. You can just tell.
Yeah. So I feel like good writers, they're still going to like, they're just going to stand out even more today, you know, but you have to tell like real stories.
Yeah. And you see it on the, like the video content that we've talked about on multiple episodes. It's like, you can just tell like your AI is not going to replace you sitting here with me talking about this stuff and the dynamicness of it and the random, you know, like you and I will talk, like ChatGPT is not going to go, it's not going to context switch. Funny, right? Like we're talking about it at the beginning. It's not going to context switch quickly based on all these other different pieces where it's like, dude, I don't think it will pull, you know, some niche learning from running direct to consumer ads into a conversation around PPC for home service the way that we do, because that's just how the brain works, or at least ours do. I think it would keep talking about direct to consumer or whatever the actual topic at hand is. And so I wonder about that sometimes of like, I think you lose some of the other inputs that impact the output.
Yeah.
I think that they don't have the breadth of it the same way that like a human with real experiences would, of like, yeah, one time my mom said something and that made me think about this ad creative differently. Like ChatGPT doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Or at least not yet. And I think that part is, it's actual, what I would define it as is true originality.
And on the opposite end of that spectrum, I tweeted about this, but I found this YouTube video about Penn State wrestling, and it was like a 20-minute documentary, and I click on it and I start watching it, and the voice sounds very realistic, but I know it's AI. I can hear it's AI. Yeah. And the way it's talking, it was scripted with AI. Okay. And the only thing that's not AI is the video. This guy took B-roll footage of people wrestling as he was talking, but it was so well assembled that I watched all 20 minutes of it and I loved it and I shared it. And it was just kind of an unlock to me that's like, we still need questions answered. And there are still a lot of pockets of information out there on the internet. Like when I run a deep research prompt in ChatGPT about something I'm genuinely interested in, I read it verbatim. Like, of course, that's AI. I'm reading it in ChatGPT, but that's a question I need answered. And so I completely agree with everything you said, but on the other end of that spectrum, it's like, we're not going to care if it's AI in a lot of cases, a lot of situations, because we're getting our question answered.
You're getting the value that you want out of it.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Dude, so back to Cluely. So did you see the founders post? By the way, they hit 7 million ARR in 2 months. I neglected to mention that.
Yep.
So it's not just an idea. One of the founders of Cluely tweeted this. And I know you're probably in this boat where when I hear stories about people like creating dozens of TikTok accounts and clipping all these things, and like I have so much FOMO because that is such an opportunity right now and I'm not doing any of it.
Yep.
So he says, so Cluely has hired over 700 clippers. And for those listening, a clipper is someone that takes long form content and they edit it down. You can use automation tools like Opus to do this, or you can do it manually. And then they just post a short form video and
on their own accounts.
Or like multiple burner accounts. And 9 out of 10 times, maybe 49 out of 50 times, they do nothing. They do 300 views. And then sometimes they do hundreds of thousands or millions of views. So Cluely has hired over 700 clippers. Every single Cluely related piece of content gets cross-posted across thousands of accounts, generating tens of millions of extra views. Here's everything you need to know about starting a massively viral clipping farm. Number 1, finding clippers. I'm going to share my screen real quick, but this is like gold info. So here's how this works. I make you free videos. I actually know what I'm talking about. And if you implement what I talk about, you'll make a lot more money and have a better life. And all I ask for in return is that you hit the subscribe button and maybe even the notification bell just like that. Thank you. As always, the answer is to scroll more. Scrolling on Instagram and TikTok. Every single time you find a clip of anything, DM the account, which is like such a good framework because a lot of times it's like, where do I find good clippers? WAP has like a clipper marketplace and you go to all these marketplaces and it's not good. Why not just go to the people that are doing it
directly?
You know? So he says, DM the account. Paid clipping opportunity, in quotations, gets responded to 9 out of 10 times. The people running these accounts are hungry Slovakian teenagers. 2, pay per view, not video. We pay clippers $0 per video. We only pay view bonuses. X dollars for every 1,000 views. This makes sure we lose nothing from bad clippers and we only pay what we want. When you find someone good, pay them more. Same with employees. If you have a good employee, proactively pay them more. Power law exists in everything, including clippers. 1% of your clippers will generate 99% of your views. Make sure the top 1% are rewarded well and stick with you. 4, make sure you have enough content to clip. I go on at least 2 podcasts weekly. Now it's interesting. He's not spreading his gospel with the podcast. He's just doing it as a convenient way to record video for all these clippers.
It's input.
Everyone at Cluely creates content. Our clippers clip everything. The biggest reason not to have 400 clippers is because you don't have 400 clips a day to post. Make more content. 5, tracking ROI. Don't do it. Clipping is cheap and its value isn't in direct product ROI. It's in squeezing all virality out of potentially viral moments. Everyone has made a single post that flopped. Posting it 699 more times will make sure you get the virality it deserves. Clipping is only relevant for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, where we will start focusing our efforts. We've done 100 million views in a matter of weeks and scaling. I believe you can speed run your way to Mr. Beast with enough money. And Cluely, we can't stop making money.
It's so good, dude.
What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, it's huge. Content creators are obviously the easiest to do that for, right? Because it's an impression game, right? You're just trying to get top of funnel awareness across the board. I'm in a couple WAP communities for clippers to see the types of deals that come through those. And it's like more people are doing it than you would think. Like, because I get the emails every time there's a new, I signed up as a clipper to see who was paying what to like have this done.
You're a Los Angeles Clipper. What are you going to say?
That's it, dude. Go Lakers though. But yes, so I've been like, a lot of it has been podcasters, right, that are like going and trying to just go. It's impression farming across the board. The other piece that I've been seeing people do it in is direct to consumer brands, right? Because your CPM on those is drastically lower than what you can achieve through paid channels. The biggest hurdle that those brands run into is amount of input content, right? Because easy for a podcast to have enough content to clip. Branded content, there's not a lot of long form, style stuff talking about independent products and all of those. And so like, that's where I've seen more of the lift being required on the brand side. But yeah, I mean, the clipper game is, there's a bunch of people very focused on it because it's organic on steroids. It's just like, oh, you can actually have 400 accounts that are all like your account, but not actually,
Why aren't I clipping for my podcast? Like, what am I doing?
You actually need to.
Stephen Bartlett credits like most of his podcast growth to that. And he's gotten so analytical with it that he has a button underneath his desk, like while he's interviewing someone about whatever, and he presses a button during an interesting moment. And he's basically telling the clippers, this is a good one. This is a banger. At least he thinks it is. In addition, in his interview prep, he will prep questions like solely designed to engineer a response that's viralable and clippable. And he's one of the top podcasts in the world. and it's not even
for
that
a
great.
good reason. I mean, there's a little mark button on the bottom of this Riverside thing for
I know,
a reason,
I use
dude.
it. I do use it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not super, like, I don't engineer any questions that would elicit a viral response. We just bro down. And maybe this podcast would be less good if I did that. Maybe it would be more good. I don't know.
Yeah, I think keep it what it is. I think there's good moments that come out of it. I think it's worth going and trying to get them to do it.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's a cost arbitrage experiment through and through. Like, it's not going to cost you any money unless you get views. So, like, why not?
I think it's also very interesting because when I read those bullet points about Cluely and their success, 7 million ARR, 3 months old, 9-figure valuation, you just think, oh, they got lucky. It's AI. Oh, it's just AI. Oh, just picking, it's like blockchain. Just put the word blockchain in your name and raise $100 million. And there's a lot of that going on. But then I read, oh, these guys have hired 700.
Yeah, they're not.
And, you use the word hired loosely, right? They've DM'd hundreds and thousands of people. But that's a strategy. And it takes a lot of discipline to pay these randos in Slovakia thousands of dollars when there's no link to click. You don't know what it's doing for you. You just have to kind of feel it. Like the age old quote is 50% of marketing works. You just don't know which 50% it is. Right.
Yeah. 100%.
The good thing with podcasts is like this thing is so predictable. Like I can guess when I wake up and I look at my downloads, I can guess within 5% how many downloads I'll get that day because podcasts don't go viral.
Right.
So if I were to start clipping, I start to see this unexpected growth. It can't be coming from anywhere else.
We talk a lot about like just lift, right? Like versus like if you're doing a channel on some of like our Amazon brands, right? Like we don't change a single thing on Amazon, but we spend more money direct to consumer and we see lift on Amazon. And like we just call it, like broadly, we call it the halo effect, right? Of like, similarly, you go and just put yourself out there on 100 million views across 600 clippers over the course of 6 to 12 months. And like you are now growing at, 18% month over month instead of 12%. It's like, you can't directly attribute that. Sure. But like there's lift. And so, what you changed, like you didn't increase ad spend by 50%.
Yeah.
Like something has to be doing that. And so a lot of it is like, incremental lift is how we would measure like your billboard. The billboard is a great example of that. It's like you don't have a tangible QR code on that billboard, but you can see lift in a specific demo.
And I got so much crap for it on Twitter. They're like, dude, you're an idiot. What? First of all, Clear Channel does not allow QR codes on billboards because they don't want people doing this as they drive. Second of all, it's not like I saw Houston, the city where the billboard was, go from my 6th biggest market to my 1st biggest market. Whereas those top 5 cities never change.
Right.
So it's like pretty sure. It's funny how oftentimes like opposite advice is always correct, right? I don't like spending marketing that I can't track. That's what makes a billboard hard for me to swallow. That's probably the reason why I haven't paid people to do clipping yet, because I can't track it as cleanly as I can on a Facebook ad. So it's like, and I've heard gurus, and I've said this myself, like only spend on marketing that you can track, right? And you drive around the country and you're like, why does Coca-Cola pay for 10,000 billboards? Does that do anything for them? It's like, well, Coca-Cola is probably smarter than I am. But, in a lot of cases, in certain industries, certain campaigns, it doesn't make sense to do marketing that you can't track. But then in other cases, you've got to like take the situation not at face value and look into it a little deeper and say, you know what? I'm going to take 10 grand and I'm going to send it to a bunch of Slovakian teenagers. And I'm just going to hope and pray that my SaaS subscriptions go up or my downloads go up. And if it doesn't, then it's a $10,000 tuition that I just paid to Slovakia.
Right. Yep. I'm a fan. I'm always like, I like movement. Even if we don't know what the answer is, it's like, I don't know. I always push for that. It's the classic like action. Just take action. We've had this conversation every single time that I'm on the pod. Like you're not going to know until you do something. We can sit here and hypothesize about it all day, but like, and then we do it. And then it's like, oh, we actually saw no lift from this, or we saw a little bit of lift. Oh, how can we do this better? It was enough. That's interesting. Like instead of should we do clipping as the thought that's on our brain or the question that we're thinking about all day, it's, oh, how do I get Clipper A to do better because he's the one, right? Like you just change the question that you're asking yourself. And I see people get caught in that with the business ideas. They spend all their time being like, I could do this, I could do that. What about this idea? What about, and they're having the same thought process over and over and over again versus, you know, like people in the Grow Faster community jump in and I'm like, go run ads right now. Like, I don't care. Whatever is on your mind, whatever you're thinking about today, it doesn't have to be a good idea, bad idea. We don't know. Just go run some ads because you're going to come back to me next week on the live office hours and you're going to say, I ran ads. This was my cost per click. Nobody booked a call. Why did nobody book a call? Oh,
Yep.
Got it. Look, you're thinking about something else now. You're not thinking about what idea I should do. You're thinking about how do I get somebody of these 150 people that clicked on my ad to schedule a call. You're like, you're not thinking about the same thing. It's like just making the movement happen. And so it's the same with the clippers. It's like, yeah, you can think about launching a podcast, but like, just go launch one.
Yeah.
Like go hire 5 clippers, bro. Cause then you'll have we won't have this conversation of should I be doing clipping? It's like, you'll know. You'll be like, I should or shouldn't be doing this, or I should be doing it a different way, or they need this type of content so I can create, right? Like, I wonder what happens if those guys, you just give them all your short form content. Like, why do you have to give them the long form? Give them the short form and let them clip all that. Those are more viral vibes anyways. Like, actually, you have that guy in whatever country he's in that just reposts your videos in a different language. And you've seen how well he's done. Yeah. That's clipping. He's a clipper.
In Hindi. Yeah.
Right? Like, he's a clipper.
Yeah.
And instead of being mad about it, maybe you're sitting there like, wait a sec, dude, maybe I am getting some.
Well, I post my videos in Hindi now.
Yeah.
Because
I remember we talked about it. Yeah.
I know we did. And I'm doing it every single day, but I'm not getting any views on these things. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Dude, he's got that Hindi IP address.
I know.
You should hit him up. You should hit him up and say, look,
probably should.
I will pay you X number of dollars per 1,000 views, but I just need you to put the link to my podcast in your link in bio. Yeah. And I wonder if he would make more money by being your first clipper than he's making doing whatever he's doing, posting your content anyways.
I've thought about doing something similar. I've thought of going to the guys that copy me in English and saying, I'll give you 10 cents for every newsletter subscriber that you get. And I'll use UTM parameters. So I know, just put my link in your bio.
Yeah. Like they're already doing it. You might as well incentivize it. Like, yeah, go post my stuff. Like, I hope there's 1,000 accounts that post my stuff as long as I'm seeing lift on what I'm doing in a way that from a cost perspective makes sense. Who's mad?
One of the guys that copies me has 500,000 followers and he stopped posting entirely. And I kind of want to like buy his account or something.
You should. Yeah. And hire a Slovakian teenager to run it.
If anyone listening wants to run my clipping campaign, email me chris@cofounders.com because I want to start doing this.
Yeah, there you go. I'll send you an email right now.
I'm going to just pose an opportunity to you and I want you to come up with a business idea for it on the fly. No prep. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Guy in my community. So tkowners.com. His name's Al. He sent me this email and he says, hey, in my city, which I think is Baton Rouge, Louisiana, they publicly post all of the new business listings on the website. And he basically said, like, what would you do with this? What business could you start around this? So I'm sharing my screen of the April 2025 new business listings. A Pristine Clean, Ava Cafe, Specialty Hospital, Bay's Oyster Bar. These are local businesses. What kind of agent or SaaS product or vibe coding product could we build that leverages these? Because surely there's a lot more cities than just Baton Rouge, Louisiana doing this.
Yeah.
These are business owners that either have money or are expecting to spend money, right?
Yeah.
On stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the first question I always ask when people bring stuff like this to me is like, what do you want out of it? Right. And so like, do you want to go launch a software business on the back of this? Do you want to just maximize this for income? Do you want to create enterprise value? Right? Like you got to build a little bit of a box for yourself, right? If your goal is make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible off of something like this, you're talking about a service business. If it's for a business that just started, you're like, it's marketing. Like
Yeah.
lead gen forever will be a service that you can sell. Is like, we help you get more customers in whatever vehicle you want. You just use that list as a unique angle to get
That's
in
the
the
same thing I
door,
thought.
right? Or you go one layer deeper, right? And instead of starting the service agency yourself, you take those and you sell them as leads to other service businesses.
We're thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, you go take every new business, and you can do that. I mean, most Secretary of States, like Texas is notorious for it. Like, you see all those guys, like the moment that you file for an entity in Texas, there's companies that will send out automatic like direct mail campaigns to the address saying, hey, for $99, we'll claim your EIN for you, or your whatever that is. And it's like, dude, you can get your EIN for free. But like, most people don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. I had an employee pay $80 once because she got a letter that said, hey, you're registered in the state of Alabama, but you don't have your workforce posters up on the wall showing like what your employees' rights are. You need to buy those for $80. So she just wrote him a check and they arrived. I'm like, what are you doing? We get those for free. That's a scammer. Right. But it's smart. I respect that smart. Scammer.
They're playing the game.
But what they're doing wrong is they need to go one step further. They're doing the lazy route. Because if you remember when I shared my screen, all they provide are the name of the business and the address. They're just scraping the address and they're sending the generic mailer to it. What you need to do, this is what I think someone should do, is go to Replit or whatever and vibe code an agent that scrapes this every morning. And it just plugs in like, hey, John's Restaurant LLC just opened in, plug in city name, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I really need John's email. I need you to find his email, whatever you can. Go to LinkedIn, go to Manta, find his email, send him this cold email. Hey, John, I do marketing for insert industry name here. Can we hop on a quick call to where I can help you get more customers? And then so you send out 100 emails every morning. I do marketing for salons. I do marketing for coffee shops. I do marketing for whatever. And so it feels real to them. It's relevant to them. It has their first name. It's going to their email. You're not competing in a sea
in the direct mail. Yeah,
exactly. Because these guys go check the mail for the next month and they see 10 things that are all the same. So they all go in the trash. But if you show up in their email or in their text, then you'll stand out. And then you could either start a $2,000 a month marketing agency, or you could sell those leads for $50 per call to local $2,000 a month marketing agencies.
Yep. The difference between the $2,000 or the selling it of $50 is a matter of scale and speed to significant income. That's always what I tell people, is like, making $10,000 a month on your own is a lot easier if you're selling a higher ticket product. Software generally is not that. And so like, you might want to jump into software because it's sexy, fun, cool, whatever. But if your true goal, like at your core, is to not work a 9-to-5 or replace your income or hit a specific income target, service is the easiest way to make that happen. And again, it like gets the ball rolling. It's like every service, not every single one, but most of the service businesses that I've been involved in have stepped into software after, because like that's just the natural progression. And so like, I would go be the $2,000 a month agency. If you're just starting from scratch and you have that data, I would just be the agency and then start just making money. Like prove to yourself you can do that.
Quick question. What if there were a private community out there of people that were building businesses based on this podcast? Well, I just made it. And it's only for business starters and business builders. It's called TK Owners. And it's basically like having me and 100 other business geniuses as your business partner, but you give them 0% equity. Also, there's going to be exclusive new trends, growth hacks, business ideas, and a database of everything I've ever talked about. You'll find thousands of startup case studies. You'll have weekly Ask Me Anythings with me while I'll answer your questions directly. You'll be in my Slack channel where I'm hanging out every week and helping members one-on-one. We've got exclusive guest speakers, including some names that you'll recognize. And if you're building something cool, I'll introduce you to anyone you need. TK Owners is the fastest way to plug into a smart, ambitious group of builders and accountability partners that are sharing wins without the fluff. And it's $99 a month, about the cost of an energy drink per day. You can join now at tkowners.com, link in the show notes. Dude, I've got another agent idea for you. You ready?
Yeah, always.
2 companies, huge companies, RentManager.com, AppFolio.com.
Yep.
They're CRMs and rent collectors for landlords, property managers. Okay.
Yep.
And they are so expensive. You go to their website and it's like, click, call us for pricing, enterprise
Schedule
pricing.
a demo. Yep.
Schedule a demo, or they charge per door. It's $5 per month per door. And it's like, to you and I, we've got 3 or 4 rental properties, whatever. But for a lot of companies, that's thousands of dollars a month. And what do? It's just software that can now be vibe coded. Okay.
Yep.
So someone listening to this, someone within the sound of my voice, do exactly this. Dude, you go to builtwith.com, $450 a month. Don't spend that. Go to upwork.com. Little post, free post. You've spent $0. Say, I need a built with export of all of the AppFolio and RentManager websites. And you can get this. I've checked on Built With because they use subdomains, right? You go to pay your rent, you go to appfolio.johnsrentalhomes.com, right?
Yep.
Very easy to scrape this list. Boom. Now you have all of their customers. Okay. And then you just start a cold emailing campaign and you say, hey, I see you use AppFolio. I built a clone of AppFolio using AI, and I know you're paying $2,300 a month. I charge $23 a month for unlimited units. Unlimited, like that's what's going to happen with vibe coding and AI.
Yeah.
Is the Salesforces of the world, the Oracles, these big stodgy companies that charge way too much because they can, because coding is hard, or at least it was until a year ago. They are going to get disrupted out the yin yang. They're going to have competitors that do just as much, if not more, for 90 to 99% less. So why not let it be you? That's my rant.
100%. Yeah, no,
think?
you're spot on. I mean, like I see it. There's I forget the guy's name. There's a guy on Twitter that did it where he was doing that for Buzzsprout or like any of the social media scheduling apps. Oh, his company's called PostBridge.
PostBridge.
I forget his name, but it's I think it's postbridge.com. And that's basically his entire business model was like,
it's like Buffer. Okay.
Yeah, Buffer, like any of those. Like, and it's just social media scheduling and it's way cheaper.
These are commodities now. CRMs are commodities.
Yep.
Social media scheduling, Calendly, that's a commodity.
Yes.
Like a year ago, these were proprietary IP driven assets. Today, they are replicable commodities.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, we've seen it happen with internal tooling, right? Now with AI, just like it's the arc that continues to be of like internal tools or softwares that we would have been paying for. And especially on companies that are bigger, that are spending $2 million a year on Salesforce, that are spending $82,000 a month on AppFolio, where like you can come in and you don't even have to go from $2,200 to $22 a month. You could even go to $220 a month, right? And mathematically, they're still good. And so, yeah, I think that will be a very interesting macro trend. I'm curious how that impacts stock, like the stock markets.
I know,
right? Like that'll be a super
they're not going
interesting
out of
one.
business. Like they're too entrenched, right? Like if you're a $1 billion company, it's still way too much work to go swap to something a little cheaper, right?
But they're going to lose the lower and lower mid markets that like, I don't know if it was you or somebody else was talking about their buddy that like rebuilt something for them and like charged his own business. Like the company that he worked for, he rebuilt their CRM or whatever it was and saved them a bunch of money and then like got paid as the service, like as the SaaS guy, as this new software that he built. And it's like, I see that happening more and more and more. Like it forces the incumbents to like really double down on, which I think transparently is what I think will end up happening is I don't think that the Salesforces of the world are dumb. I think that they will just say, hey, we are launching an AI co-pilot for Salesforce, right? That allows for you to make all these customizations and stuff a little bit easier, right? Like they're going to have to react in some way. The pricing, like price becomes the biggest. You clone and charge less, right? Yeah. Like price is then your value prop. I think the slippery slope of that is it's literally a race to the bottom.
Agreed.
Like an absolute race.
If you can capture that first batch of $23 a month customers, they're never going to leave you for something that's $19 a month.
They're not going to, yeah, they're going to, it's sticky. It's like the rate of diminishing returns. Like they're not going to leave to save $4 a month.
Look what I'm doing right here.
Hit it.
Yeah, no, they would. But there is a floor to it somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. For those listening only, I went to g2.com, which is the website for software reviews. And it's just such a good website to mine data. And nowadays, we don't have to do this ourselves anymore. We can use AI. So I went to G2 and I went to software. I went to sales tools. I went to CRMs. And of course, Salesforce is number one. They have 23,360 reviews. Salesforce Sales Cloud. Okay. I took the URL, copied it, and then I'm going to go to Manus, which is what I use for just doing like quick one-off agent tasks. Okay. And this is, I think I have the $20 a month account, nothing too crazy. And I'm going to paste the URL in here and I click the little agent button and I'm going to say, I want you to find all of the features of Salesforce that get referenced the most in a positive way. So you can do one of two approaches. The surface level is like, I want to find all the complaints that people have about Salesforce so I can fix all that. No, I want to find the, because Salesforce has 1,800,000 million features. I want to find the 5 that everyone's talking about because that means it's the 5 features that everyone uses. It's funny because like these companies pay thousands of dollars a month for Salesforce and most of their employees are just using it to search by email address. They just want to know their customer's email address, right? So I just want to know, like, what are those 3 Salesforce features that everyone uses, the most basic ones, because then I'm going to build a really lightweight Salesforce alternative that only has those 3 features. Yes, we can feature creep later. We can add whatever we want later, but like it's a feature, not a bug of us having less features, if that makes sense. So I'm going to say, I want you to find all the features of Salesforce that get referenced the most in a positive way. And then it'll just get to work. It's scraping and it'll go to page 2. It'll go to page 3. And then it will tell us like what type of CRM to build. What would you do here differently?
No, I was just thinking that like we talk a lot about pros and cons of AI, but also, dude, I just love AI. It's just so awesome.
It's just amazing.
Oh, got to get the verification. There you go.
That's all right. It will handle the errors on its own.
You have to reply, dude.
Have you heard of Koerner? Cora.computer?
I don't think so.
It's an email agent and they were invite only. Now they're open to everyone. It summarizes your emails. It's finally the email agent that can like learn from how you email and then it will draft them and then you can choose to send them or not. Anyway, Lindy does something similar and I'm using both of them in my inbox today to just summarize my emails. And I was joking with Kamal that like they were fighting and like I was thinking like we're probably not too far away when like we have competing agents that are like going and canceling each other's like monthly plan.
Yeah.
Like we're not like, too far away. We're not
down, dude. Yeah. It's like, did you know you could save this many dollars by canceling Lindy, dude? I'll just do all that work for you.
Dude, that's a whole other business. Imagine embedding yourself in a company with 10, 100,000 employees and saying, hey, I'm going to install AI agents on all your inboxes so your employees spend an hour less per day emailing. And you just install a $10 a month software for them. That's it.
Yeah. It's like the role of all the integration specialists at the software companies, right? Like you go buy an enterprise plan from, I don't know, like a Superhuman or a Cora or right? Like any of those types of tools. And they're like, yeah, we're going to help you roll this out with all of the team members and all of that. It's the same, like as the race to the bottom happens, I think that there's a world like that was the bet that we made with unlimited content, right? Like the individual components of AI, technical, writing, and backlinks are all getting commoditized via AI tools, right? Search Atlas, AI Auto, really good. There's 9 million blog writing tools. Backlinks, as we talked about before, is like its own thing. It's just like pay to play. And that's what we aligned ourselves to is like, cool, we know that our costs as an agency to fulfill on these services are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Let's align ourselves as the service provider on top of those, knowing that the market knows that. Where we're not selling the fact that we have like some secret sauce that you couldn't access. It's like, no, we're using all of these tools. We're going to save you the time. And if you were to go and do this yourself, you would spend the same amount of money that you pay us to do it. We have economies of scale and expertise. Can we align ourselves to that a little bit more directly versus like going out here and being like, oh, $2,000 a month SEO agency. We don't tell you what we do. Like, no. We're using the best tools on the market. We tell you that. It's why we charge $500 a month, not $2,000, because we're just the operator sitting on top of that, being strategic, using the tools for you. And so like, I don't know. I've been thinking about that more and more as all of this happens, of like, there is this kind of microservice layer on top of this AI stuff of the people that do not have the time nor the desire to learn how to use the tools, but know that they can leverage them, and just aligning your price point to that better. Where like, we're super sticky now because like, we're not $2,000 a month. You're not looking at us like, dude, we're spending 30 grand a year on this agency. Like, I saw this AI tool can do it for $99 a month. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, the guys at Unlimited are using that tool and this tool and this tool, and I'm only getting charged $500 a month. Like, it's the transparency thing. Like, the world is moving in the way of transparency. You can't hide anymore. You don't want to.
It's like a parent saying, well, I don't want to talk to my kids about porn or drugs, because then they're going to go, that's going to give them the idea to go shoot guns and look at porn. It's like, dude, you got to get ahead of it. It's a matter of like, if, not when. Right? I don't want to talk to my customers about these AI alternatives, because then you got to embrace those alternatives, because they're about to embrace them from someone, and they'd rather do it with a party that they already work with, know, and trust.
Yep.
Might as well
literally
be you.
Our game. Yeah. To a T.
Okay. Sour drinks. I'm going to call it right now. I'm starting to see it.
You think it's up and to the right?
Dude, this is what Google Trends shows.
I mean,
it's slow.
Yeah.
But why not?
What are the spikes, dude? What are those spikes every year? Is it always like, dude, April comes around and people get on their little sour kick? They're like, dude, it's summer. Let's get sour.
Dude, here's an idea. I want to buy Celsius or Ghost energy drinks that don't have caffeine.
Yeah. 100%, dude. So there's a brand based out of Sweden called Nocco, Nocco. They have caffeinated versions, and then they have non-caffeinated that have BCAAs in them, the amino acids. They actually have a green apple that is phenomenal.
Dude, sour green apple soda is so good. I bought some ingredients on Amazon. I'm going to start messing around with sour drinks. I'm going to make a sour busy juice.
Yeah.
Some citric acid and some malic acid. That's all you need.
All I'm saying, sell it as a mix.
I know. For
easier.
Sure.
It's so much easier. Sure. It's only dry goods, dude. That's what I've been learning.
I mean, what would you know about selling bag powders on the internet?
Look, dude, every soda is just sugar water, dude. You know what I mean? It's all the same thing.
Speaking of sugar water, any update there?
I told you I ran into the supply chain issues and all of that. I bought the mini bags. I've been getting repeat orders off of the QR code on the back of the bag.
Ooh.
And so, like, you know, maybe a couple times a week, I'll get a little $68. I had $100 purchase 2 days ago, dude, off a repeat buyer. They bought 3 bags in April and then bought 6 bags. And you'll love it. And my book, $100 AOV, dude. Gotta get the book, dude. Hummingbird Attraction 101.
If for no other reason, you can't let this business die, because it's my 3rd most viewed YouTube video of all time.
It's never going to die.
50,000 views.
I'm really excited to get on the pod 12 months from now.
Okay.
Because I started this one like right at the very beginning of Hummingbird season. Right. And so like I had to work through the kinks during the busy season. Now I've got kinks ironed out, dude. And I'm ready for next year.
I have some bad news for you. This is going to keep you up all night. This guy tagged me on Instagram, and it's called Hummingbird Hype Fuel.
Hell yeah.
And I have to imagine, since he tagged me on this, he learned about this from the pod. So you're inspiring some competitors here.
That's fine.
You're going to go broke, man.
I know. It's all good, dude. I love competition. Yeah, no, it's all good. I think more people should. Market share is big, dude. The market's big. Like I was saying, we went up to Sequoia National Park for the 4th, and we stayed at this Airbnb, like, I don't know, an hour and a half outside the park. And it was like, I'm talking the middle of nowhere. There was one commercial facility that was the bar, the restaurant, the general store, all of it. And I walk in there, dude, and they've got, I'm talking this place stocks like 1 box of Raisin Bran, right? Like limited inventory. You know what they did have though? Hummingbird nectar.
That's funny. That's
And I was
funny.
like, catch me up here, dude. Camp Nelson,
That's
California.
hilarious.
I'll be up here. It's all good. I'm going to make it happen.
All right. Well, we'll follow up every time you're on. I'm going to ask you.
All good. I mean, it'll be pretty boring, I think, in the winter, but I don't know. I'm going to play with it.
Dude, not to jump around too much. There are a few TikTok accounts or a few companies on TikTok growing like crazy, and their whole niche is like extremely sour homemade candy.
Yeah.
So, and they've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, and people get the reaction videos when they try it.
Yep.
Who's doing that for shippable powders? Like, it would be even easier to ship than candy for
100%.
drinks.
Yeah. Like, I'm a big fan of form factor, right? Like when I think about business ideas and stuff,
or changing form factors.
Yeah, where it's like you sell protein, right? Loosely, but like inside of that, you have protein powders, protein shakes, protein drinks, protein bars, protein gummies, right?
Yep.
Like you have all of these form factors. And I think that there's like, you could go, I mean, you see it with creatine, right? With trycreate.com, phenomenal product, where he was just like, all he did, and we talked about this before, right? It's like all he did really was like change the form factor of creatine. It was always sold as a powder that you added to smoothies or drinks.
Yep.
And he was like, psh, gummies, right? And it's like, he's not selling anything new. He's still selling creatine. Just the form factor of that is a little bit different.
So video is cool, but you know what's better? Long form audio via podcast and my newsletter, tkopod.com. Go there to subscribe for free to my newsletter. It's 1 email a week, very tactical. And then go to my audio podcast, 3 episodes a week, stuff like this. You're going to love it. All free, no sleazy sales pitch, tkopod.com.
I've just been thinking about that a lot of like, you know, people put pressure on themselves to like come up with this like genius new business idea, right? Because when you're coming up in entrepreneurship, you're looking at the Zucks, you're looking at Elon, you're looking at these like, I'm going to call them inventors more than entrepreneurs, right? Like inventors, like versus like business guys that like took something that people are buying and operated a better business around a specific thing. And I think there's tons of those little form factor type offshoots of existing things that people can go and jump on really easily. Like, because you're not reinventing the wheel, you're just changing. Maybe you are reinventing the wheel. No, you're not really. You're just like, you're adding, you're like, my wheel has 4 spokes instead of 6, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but it's still a wheel.
Right. Did you see that like hands-free toothbrush that they're selling?
Yeah.
On social media? Yeah. They have like tens of millions of dollars of sales.
Yeah. I have zero.
I mean, everyone uses a toothbrush, hopefully. I mean, maybe not in Alabama, but outside of Alabama, everyone uses a toothbrush.
I've heard rumors about North Dakota too, but I don't know.
And it's just, they're changing the form factor. And then these other guys, direct to consumer guys, took toothpaste and they just turned it into like a chewable. And it's like, you don't have time to brush your teeth. Let's do the 80-20 of brushing teeth and just chew this.
Yeah, 100%. It's just form factor. What was that? Is that Bites? Is that?
I think so.
Bites did that. Yeah. Again, it's toothpaste, dude. They just changed. It's I mean, NeuroGum is another phenomenal example of that. Like, it's caffeinated gum. Like they're selling the same thing that Red Bull is selling. It's just gum, right? There's another dude that's doing caffeinated. I don't know if it's a chocolate bar or a protein bar. I forget the name of it now, but it's the same thing. It's like, just like a little something special in this same form factor that people buy on a different use case that they want. Game over.
Well, dude, have you heard of Run Gum?
You and I talked about it before. Yeah.
Best name ever. Exactly what we're talking about. It's just gum with caffeine for running. Guess what their sales are? $28 million.
Yeah. I mean,
and you can get a co-packer to make that for you.
For sure.
Go find a company on ThomasNet that makes gum and say, hey, throw 22 milligrams of caffeine in there.
For sure.
And then you go find a packager.
Yeah. It's like what's the big Kodiak cakes?
Yep.
Right? That's protein pancake mixes, protein baking mixes. $1 billion business. Right? It's like they still sell pancakes, bro. But I like looking at opportunity kind of through that lens a little bit, where it's like, what else is a form factor thing? I think about it on even on services, like one thing that we're starting to do on like the backlinks, like an SEO backlink side, is like backlinks traditionally are like, I'm not going to say hard to get, but you have to like know what you're doing to go and get them, right? Like you got to go to the right suppliers. It's easy to get screwed on a Fiverr where someone's like, I'll get you 500 backlinks for 6 cents. And it's like, dude, they're low quality, right? Like all of that. And then the way that you normally would go about procuring good backlinks is through an agency, right? Which you're either paying a heavy retainer on or a markup really on those. And it's like, dude, why can't you just buy backlinks on a Shopify store? Right? Like, why can't you just log in? And we buy a lot of backlinks for all of our clients, and we deal with the pain of going to 97 different providers, of which one provider could have 6 good backlinks and 3 bad backlinks. And like, we've done that. Like, we've spent the money to know all of those pieces. I was like, dude, what happens if I just put it all in one? And it's like,
dude, okay,
it's just different form factor. You know what I mean?
I like this. All right. 2 ideas for you.
Yep.
Sub ideas. Number one, it's literally a Shopify store as if you're looking at a merch store, and it's backlinks, but you reveal what the backlink is. I understand the risk in that someone will circumvent you, but they don't know the person to reach out to at the company. For instance, I got an email today from a follower and that said, hey, check out this article about Buc-ee's in Barron's News, like barons.com. And he's like, they mentioned you. And I clicked on the article and they linked to us like 5 times in an article. Like, they have these products and these products, and they sell Buc-ee's because they don't sell online. And then I go to moz.com, free domain authority checker, and I type in barons.com, 89 domain authority out of 100. And it just came, I didn't ask for it. So to your point, there's a Shopify store, and this would be hard, right? I'm not saying this would be easy. It's hard to get backlinks. But once you have someone at a company, either large or small, to provide backlinks, then you can have that person give you all kinds of backlinks. So you say, all right, now I got a guy at Barron's. He might not say yes to everything. If he doesn't say yes, then you refund him.
100%.
And you say, all right, $150, Barron's backlink. Or that's idea number one. Idea number two, as part of this form factor, is you just filter by domain authority rankings. So it's like 100%. $150 for one backlink from a domain authority that's between 85 and 92. And so you don't know it's Barron's. No one can circumvent you. You know what you're getting, because that's the problem with almost every backlink site out there, is that they can promise it's high quality. They're usually not. You might need above 50 domain authority. And for those listening, domain authority is just like literally a score between 0 and 100 of how much authority a website has according to Google, right?
And the value of a backlink from a higher domain authority site means more to your SEO rankings. Because of you're like borrowing the domain. If in Google's eyes, if somebody of that high caliber links to your site, you must also be of high caliber. And so your domain authority will go up. Your rankings go up by getting mentioned in a high authority site.
Yes. And to give you an example of what it can do, that article on Barron's went live yesterday. I went and looked at our Google Analytics, and I saw that barons.com was our 19th most popular referring site for the day, which is bad. It's not good. It was like 17 clicks, but I don't care about that, because what you can't quantify immediately is what that does for your domain authority, for your keyword rankings across thousands of keywords, right? So if Buc-ee's.com links to us on their homepage, it's going to be number one, and it's going to be the most life-changing thing ever for the company. But their domain authority is much, much lower than someone like Barron's. So I would prefer Buc-ee's. But all else equal, I want any site, whether it's relevant to Texas Snacks or not, to have high domain authority, right?
Yep. And so ours, the model that I'm playing with is, basically go in, get full transparency on all of them, and order, like literally, like you said, like get a backlink on Barron's for X price, which like backlinks are relatively pay to play anyways. Like you might have a connect at Barron's, but like if you want him to be doing that regularly, the man or woman or they is getting paid, right? Like, I'll pay you $150, and then I go to the client, and in our model at Unlimited Content, it's just a 15% flat markup that we're very transparent about. But other agencies will mark that up 400%, like, and they won't tell you who it's through or what it's for, right? Like it's just kind of an opaque world. And so like I think I'm going to follow more of like the Costco membership model of like, look, we're not going to charge a markup on any of these backlinks, but you have to pay us $100 a month for access to them.
Yeah. So are you
Right?
saying you're going to actually test this?
I already did.
Dude, we're not supposed to actually do things on this podcast. We just talk about things, right?
Dude, it's fitting that we talked today, but I literally was like sitting around last night. Lauren was packing envelopes for our save the dates, and we were just watching Cheaper by the Dozen. And I just had my laptop open, and I was like, I should just test this funnel, dude. Like, let's just see if we can do it. And so launched a $1 free trial funnel. Dude, I do not have the marketplace built. Like, I tinkered in Shopify, but like nothing that I could show to a customer. But like, hey, sign up for this $1 trial and let's see what happens. We got some homies coming through, dude, on Facebook ads.
So you say you built the funnel. You just launched a Facebook ad campaign to
a landing page that went to a $1 trial Stripe payment link just to see if I could get cold traffic to pay for it.
What was the offer? Do you want to show your landing page?
Yeah, I can do that.
I want to see this. What did you build the landing page with?
Oh, Perspective, dude. You better put my affiliate link in your gosh.
I will. I'll hook you up.
Fire.
Prospective landing page. Perspective.co.
Perspective. Yeah. Okay. Screen share.
You are like the tool master. You know every tool.
Thanks, dude.
In the world. You're a giant tool master.
I'm a big tool, dude. Yeah, so this is the lander. Super simple. It looks horrible on desktop because no one's looking at it on desktop with a Facebook ad. But like literally the Costco of backlinks. Stop wasting money on low quality backlinks. Get real results without the markup. Direct access to wholesale link prices for $83 a month. 100% money back guaranteed placements. Done. Right? What do you get? High quality backlinks for a fraction of the price. Access to all of our partners. No markups or middlemen. Right? Like that's just the value stack. We also we already do a bunch of press releases for all of our clients that unlimited content.
You're just
so we do this from ourselves basically. But like, so we'll just rip that. Case studies. And the nice part for me, which is a little bit different than what some other people can do, which is like just to be super transparent, is like these are clients of unlimited content. So I can actually say their case. Like
you've got a little unfair advantage here.
Yeah, like we've done this.
That's a good framework. Because people should launch businesses where they have an unfair advantage. And everyone listening to this has an unfair advantage in something. Maybe it's your background, your history, the job you have, what you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be a bunch of money. Yeah. It doesn't have to be your network.
All of it. And so, that's basically,
I'm sitting up in my chair now. We're good.
Yeah. So I can sit here and like put case studies because like these are people that we actually bought backlinks for using the same backlinks that we're going to sell. Right. So it's like, I can do that a little bit easier than somebody popping in and being like, can I just make up the number of customers? Like, you decide your own ethical line, but like since we have unlimited, I can do that better.
Yeah.
But start ranking, like become a member, browse inventory all the way through, all the FAQs, all the fun stuff.
So,
and then just ran the ads at that.
What did you do to the people that paid? Did you email them or? Yeah,
immediately and just refunded them and said that we'd reach out when the platform's ready.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to be profitable at $1, right? But what was your cost per acquisition or cost per lead?
We averaged like $21 for that dollar, which like
that's really good.
No VSL. Yeah, like I'm happy.
I mean, it's an 83. You're telling them it's an $83 a month offer, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
And so it's in my brain. I go, cool. If 25% convert on that trial, I'm break even on. I haven't decided if I'm going to like. This was very early stage testing, right? And so like I haven't decided between a 3-day trial or a 7-day trial, right? Like, and it's all just a cash conversion cycle question of like, cool, if I can get people at if I can get $20 trials at 83, I'm either in a 25% trial conversion rate, I'm breaking even on a 3. It will be 3, 5, or 7 days. Like I'm not going to do a 30-day trial. And so then I can go and spend on ads pretty aggressively. But it was cool. Like it's one of those, it's like you just get to be clear, I also turn the ads off because I don't have a product to sell, but I like prove that I could sell it. So now I get to go build it next week and it'll go live. Maybe by the time this episode comes out, depending on how fast Muhammad is, but
he's pretty fast.
He's quick. I know.
Dude, there's so much I want to say. First of all, anyone listening, Sam is a bro. He's a bro of the pod, and he's inviting people to compete with him because he's also trying this. But we don't hold back the juice here. We don't
Nope.
withhold secrets, right?
Come compete,
So,
dude. Come hang
compete. I love it. And if you listen to episode 164, that was like my most downloaded audio episode ever. It's about a guy that builds directories. And I don't remember if it was $50 or $500. I don't remember. But in the episode, he talked about how he really shelled out for a very relevant backlink to his directory. And that $50 or $500 investment nets him like $2,000 to $3,000 a month in like just like Mediavine ads on his directory. That's it.
100%.
And that's the power of a good like not a backlink, but a good backlink. It has to be relevant. It has to have high domain authority.
We could have a 9-hour conversation around backlinks. Like we spent a bunch of money on them and all of our SEO agencies, but it's like you get the right one in there and you think about backlink placements strategically, you can actually see like massive lift. Like what we think about when we look at clients is like backlinks are like paid ads a little bit, right? Like if you're ranking, if anyone's like thinks about how they use Google, there's kind of like 3 buckets, like 3 tiers of what we call like click density. And so like the highest clicked on links are 1, 2, and 3, right? So like top 3 is where you see the most clicks, right? Then you have 7 through 10, right? The rest of the first page. And then you have 11 and on, right? Kind of like classic Pareto principle, right? Where you get the clicks. What we do from a strategic perspective when we're thinking about backlinks is we go and look for where you're on the cusp of the next tier, right? Because for you guys, like let's take Texas Snacks as an example. It's like if you're ranking number 11 for something, and then you go get $300 worth of relevant backlinks for that 11 page and move to number 10 or number 9, you actually can arbitrage the cost because you're not the difference between being number 8 and number 7 is pretty minimal, but the difference between 9 and 11 is meaningful. Or same with like
or 7
5
and
1. 6 or 5 and 3, right? It's like and so when you're thinking about that, and a lot of this is going to be educating people on how to self-serve backlinks and like be smart about how they go about it. We are going to offer a free backlink strategy when you sign up as a member. So like we'll help them kind of coach them into best using our product. But like when you're going through and doing those are the opportunities that you're looking for of like, like a $500 backlink could equal spending $500 a month on Google ads. If you're buying the right one, you just only have to pay for it once or as frequently as your competitors are buying backlinks, right? Like that's the thing.
It's so funny how, I mean, like Google and Facebook, these $1 trillion companies, and a large reason for that is because of like just the slow death of ads. Because we set these daily budgets. It's like, I'll do $20 a day. That's not much. That's $600 a month. Like what else in your life?
$7,200 a year.
Do you pay $600 a month for? But you break it down on a daily basis, which is why you always see ads that's like for less than the price of a coffee per day. Like that stuff works, right? So when it comes to backlinks, it's like $500 for a backlink. Are you an idiot? That's going to pay dividends for a decade. Whereas your Facebook ad, once you turn that $20 a day budget off, it doesn't care about you anymore. It's forgotten about you.
I just had a sick idea off the back of that, which is I'm definitely going to let people buy backlinks with buy now, pay later.
Like Klarna?
Yeah, I'm for sure going to put Klarna on this thing.
Why would you?
You get this backlink for 4 equal payments, 0% interest.
If I could buy a $1.50 hot dog at Costco on buy now, pay later,
dude,
you should buy backlinks with it.
I'm just saying. I'll throw it on there. I'll see what's good.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
that'll be a fun one.
That's a good idea. I really like the idea of saying not like buy 10 backlinks, but buy this backlink from these guys, this one from these guys, this one from these guys. All right, what'd you think? Please share it with a friend, and we'll see you next time on the Koerner Office.